All right, hello and welcome to Ben's OP Games Show, recorded live at 6 p.m. Pacific Time, twitch.tv/The Game Fanatics, every Friday. I do that in a different order every time, and I get confused as to what order I do things in. Anyway.
Well, it works out.
It worked. I think it kind of circles back around, and every once in a while I say the same thing, like twice in a row.
Yeah. It's like a Japanese sentence where you could just plug everything in and it'll still work.
It's so true, as long as you end with the right little ga or wa or whatever
the articles or whatever.
Articles, that's the word. All right, and the other voice is of Logan.
Yes, that's me.
The sneaky snake, sneaking around here.
Snake.
We're watching Laura get into all sorts of scrambles over there.
Yeah. Laura.
Anyway.
What's she up to these days?
It's hard to, it's weird because that game came out a week ago today, and it feels like it came out a good month ago from when I played it.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I
thought it was at least 2 weeks, but you're right, it's only been 1 week.
It's been a week. I rented it from Redbox with their 3-day rental, whatever, and played through it all. And this is a really, really good game. But
how good?
Really, really.
Okay.
But I feel like it's got some issues. I guess the number one issue is the kind of lack of all-around polish that I felt persisted to the entire thing. I don't know if the other games had this, but there were many other. It didn't feel like, I don't remember them doing this, but it was stuff like where I'd try to jump up a wall or whatever, and if I wasn't lined up correctly, she'd kind of jump off to the side all weird. And it was stuff like that where, like, that animation, it didn't work right. Like, why is she not jumping up this wall? Oh, I wasn't perpendicular exactly the way they wanted me to be.
Right.
And the whole game is filled with little moments like that that they kind of bring it all down because it just feels unpolished as opposed to my memories of the other ones.
Yeah. So you're saying there's like instances where you're climbing a wall and you're trying to jump or you're trying to grab something, but you were at the right angle, you were in the right frame, that it just wouldn't do it unless you were in that particular.
Yeah, it was very particular in how it wanted to do it. And there are other moments where I wanted to, well, I need to jump right to grab onto this thing, and I would, but I pressed the other button like too early or too late or too something, and it just didn't feel right. It just does the thing that Uncharted does as well, where you look at a gap and you go, that's 30 feet, there's no way, but that's the way you have to do it, and she just somehow makes the jump.
Yeah.
And it did that a few too many times where I was like, there's no way that's the jump, but it was. Like, I don't know why it has
just
to be
that superhuman strength.
Yeah, why did that jump have to be so far away? Almost every single jump is that extra jump where you press the jump button again and she scrambles up a little more to climb higher, which is fine, but sometimes it wouldn't do that right. I showed you the clip of me falling through a wall past where I'm supposed to be and then jumping back around. Like it's just a little,
and then surviving.
Yeah.
Were you supposed to survive at the end of that fall? Because it looked like you were supposed to die.
Where I fell?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was definitely supposed to die. Well, they didn't put a kill box. The
right.
distance.
So you just slip through it like whoop.
Yeah, I don't. That's just someone fucked up. Like, quite honestly, as someone who has put kill boxes in levels, you just missed a spot. That's all. Well, that's all it is. Because there was supposed to be some collision volume where she fell and was like, "Oh, I'm dead now," but instead I just fell.
Restart. Yep.
I fell behind the world because I'm dumb. Because I fucked up the QuickTime event.
Oh, of course.
So I fell.
Does it have a lot of those QuickTime events in this one?
No, that was a platforming QuickTime event. When I say QuickTime event, it was more I jumped and then I pressed square a little late.
Gotcha.
To complete the jump. I don't think there were any cutscene QuickTime events, anything like that. I really... the game is, like, if you play the other two, obviously you're going to like this one. It's very much the continuation. I do think Rise is better. I don't know if the first one's better because it's been 6 years or something.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But the big parts I liked about this one was its bigger focus on stealth, and there's like a good half of the game is just platforming, which is really good when it works, which is most of the time.
Yeah.
And then when you're fighting guys, it is a lot of just sneaking around in the shadows, hiding against walls, covering yourself in mud, and then, killing dudes.
Yeah, so there's a lot more stealth involved instead of just going out guns a-blazing.
Yeah, and in fact, the guns, I wasn't exactly, because there's so little combat in the game, I wasn't exactly able to nail down exactly what's wrong with the combat to me, the gunplay, but I think it has to do with where the reticle is when you go to aim down the sights, because Lara,
Right.
it didn't feel like that's where she should be aiming. It's weird, but it happens there's so few firefights, like, there were times when I used guns, but it was against these enemies that didn't have guns. So I don't count that as the same type of encounter, but a firefight between Lara and other armed enemies, maybe 10 times throughout the whole game. Like, maybe.
Wow.
It's very seldom. And now, granted, there's a lot of stealth that I did stealthily, so you could do that. But
You're probably given a choice. You could have done more firefight.
Yeah, I could have done more firefights, but I chose to sneak around and do it that way.
Yeah.
As opposed to, because the gunplay wasn't very good and I love stealth, so that made my choice. And I like that decision. Even if you did kill everyone, it's still a much lower body count to kind of reduce the whole dissonance of, I'm helping, you just murdered 200 people. Not helping that much.
Yeah. I wonder if they heard that as a complaint in the second one, like, this isn't Lara, this isn't who she is, running around killing people. She's, she's an adventurer, she's raiding tombs.
It definitely is a lot of adventuring. There's, I think, 9 or 10, I want to say 9, optional challenge tombs that are, for the most part, really good.
Cool.
And I enjoyed those quite a bit. I was telling you about this too, there's still a ton of collectibles, and it's the same kind of loop that Rise of the Tomb Raider had, but it also has way too many collectibles. Just so many. Where in the previous games, especially the first one, I 100% of the first one, I don't know about the second one, but they're everywhere. There's files. You'll turn a corner and there'll be a notebook, and then next to the notebook will be an idol, and then right in the next room will be another thing to pick up, and it's just like, why are there 70 things on the floor? When am I going to pause the game and listen to Lara read off every single damn idol she picks up when she picks up 3 a minute? Like, I'm not.
Man, someone will.
Yeah.
Someone's sitting out there and they're like, fuck yeah, I love this.
I like collectibles, but not the way it did it, especially there's this one big city area that is so dense that it's overwhelming in a way of like, I'm not doing it. Like, I'm not going to find all these things. I don't even want to try. I don't even want to be here. This place is upsetting how just jam-packed with stuff it is. And there's like 100 and something collectibles just in that area.
Yeah.
It's too many things. And the other thing, the Rise of the Tomb Raider brought in little side quests as well, but I thought they were better in that game. This one, they're very short and fetch questy, and I stopped doing them. Halfway through, I stopped even trying to do them. I didn't care.
Yeah, no one likes a fetch quest, especially multiples.
There was one I did towards the middle of the game where it was like, oh, my men were captured, and they're put on these little spikes or whatever, to like as examples to just sit there and die. You're like, go rescue them. And so I went to these 4 dudes, rescued them, found out where the 5th guy was, went to where he was, did a super annoying combat encounter, and then turned in the quest. And it's like, what did I get from that? Experience points? I didn't have fun. So I stopped doing side quests after that.
Yeah, you want to be engaged. You want to have fun with it.
I will say,
doing that.
Some of those Uncharted crazy moments where shit's blowing up and you're running away from things. There's a lot of them, or not a lot, but a fair number of them in this game, and they're all really good, and I enjoyed them quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard good things about the bigger set pieces in this game.
Yeah,
kind of like that. So that sounds really.
It's really good. It's a shame I'm gonna forget about it. Like,
yeah, it just came out during that time of a lot of bigger games, a lot of games coming at us with Red Dead Redemption coming next month, and it's just, slipped right in there.
Yeah, it's really good. It's just, it does suffer from being more of the same. It does. Oh, also the maps on the screen. The map is terrible. I fucking hate it. I hate the map so much. It's on the PS4. It takes forever to half a second, but it's like a little too slow to pop up. When you're trying to find stuff, it doesn't quite pinpoint it exactly how I'd want it. Fast travel on the PS4 takes a literal minute to load.
Wow.
Which is why I do not. This is the only one I've played on console.
Yeah.
And this is why I don't play games on console like this, because even if you can't run it at max, it's going to load quick on PC. And I'm tired of games. Yeah. I'm so tired of games taking a while to load that I hate it.
Yeah, you don't want to have that. So the last thing I'm curious about for Shadow of the Tomb Raider
yeah.
is she's raiding tombs. There's puzzles in those tombs, right?
Yeah.
How is that? How's the puzzle mechanics in this game?
I think the puzzles are overall good. I had a couple issues with two of them where I didn't know what it wanted me to do. And it was very unclear as to like what the goal was. Right. For lack of a better way to describe it. Because there was one on an underground sunken ship where I wasn't sure what it wanted me to do, and Laura would give hints, but she'd give these weird hints. Go to the bow. I'm like, I'm not nautical, okay? I don't know what you're talking about. And she'd give shitty hints. And at one point, I did turn it to easy for the puzzles just to see what she'd say. But that was during the mirror puzzle, and I had already completed the mirror puzzle, but I didn't know it because the puzzle makes no goddamn sense. And she was like, I should be able to get to the thing now. Thanks, Laura. Good hint.
Yeah.
The problem, I'll shortly describe the mirror puzzle, where you have mirrors of light, and you can aim them to these green little crystals. And I wasn't sure if I was supposed to be aiming, what I was supposed to be aiming these crystals at, or the light at. If I'm aiming at these crystals, what am I doing? What am I clearing out of the way? It wasn't like I was raising a door, or there was a thing on the wall that with a very clear point things at me, It was just, the solution was actually don't point things at this middle platform, but the middle platform had a rotating light on it, so I thought I needed to keep rotating it to hit another thing, but that wasn't related at all. And Laura did not give good hints there. And I stuck there a while, and that's why I was confused, because I completed the puzzle. I didn't realize I completed the puzzle because the way they designed the puzzle was you'd end it by jumping on the rotating platform and then jumping across to the end. But I didn't know that was a thing you could do. I was expecting literally anything else. I had no idea.
Something moving or some message popping up, or
Laura being like, oh, that's it, because I had completed it, and then I didn't realize I did that, and I uncompleted it because I thought, oh, maybe the solution's something else. Then I had to recomplete it and then figure out how to get to the exit. It was fucking stupid as hell. But besides that, they were good. But then it was easy, a lot of them are pretty simple-ish, which is why those annoying ones really stand out, because I shouldn't be stuck on a puzzle that you're not telling me what I need to do. I forget what word she kept using. She kept describing the middle platform with this word. I'm like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're telling me to do, Laura. Anyway, it's a good game. I'm complaining about it a lot. It's a really good game, but
yeah,
it's not spectacular or something.
Well, yeah, it's definitely on my plan to play. I just don't know when, but I do want to play it because I did enjoy the first two a lot.
Yeah, and I do like what they do with the story. There's some really, really cool moments later on that, and even throughout it, there are some really, really good moments I enjoyed quite a bit with the story. So
good.
There's some people complaining about some of the, I don't know, There's a lot of weird stuff with this game. Like, oh, she's the white savior going to save the people. Like, she's kind of a dumbass, though, so I don't know how much she's saving. And she's, of all people, it's not like she's killing these natives. She's helping them, so that's helpful, at least. I do think it doesn't necessarily say much. It kind of walks the line with what I'm saying, but it doesn't really pick a side.
Huh. Well,
but it's weird. It doesn't feel like the start of a new trilogy after this. It feels like we're gonna reboot it again.
What?
Yeah, that's how it felt to me. It wasn't a cliffhanger. It wasn't. It was just like a button. You know, it was tied up. That was it.
All right.
But it was good. Definitely play.
Yeah, definitely. I will. Definitely.
But we have to move on to the breaking news.
Beep, boop, boop, bah. Yeah, breaking news just today.
A couple hours ago.
Yeah, it was really fresh, really out of nowhere. You want me to talk about it?
Sure, you can go through. I know you have the information in front of you to do that.
I do, yeah. So the big news that came out earlier, it was kind of a rumor at first, but Telltale Games, the maker of those adventure games that we all know and love, Walking Dead, Batman, Minecraft Story Mode, those kind of games, they were reportedly closing their studio. Now, this is a studio of about 250 to 300 people, and they've been pumping out a lot of games recently. They're like currently releasing the final season of The Walking Dead, and they had a whole bunch of more games lined up. So it was kind of weird to hear about this news breaking, like, oh, what?
Yeah, out of the blue.
Where did this come from? Well, then like some of the employees were going to Twitter like saying, you know, oh, this sucks, like it's really unfortunate. If anyone's hiring, let me know. And people are like, oh crap, they work for Telltale. And so this and that. And finally Telltale Games came out on Twitter and announced that they were doing a majority studio closure. They said, it's been an incredibly difficult year for Telltale as we work to set the company on a new course. Unfortunately, we ran out of time trying to get there. We released some of our best content this year and received a tremendous amount of positive feedback, but ultimately, that did not translate to sales. With a heavy heart, we watched our friends leave today to spread our brand of storytelling across the games industry. So, and then they're shrinking down to a group of just 25 employees. So that 250 down to 25 just to do what they need to left. And then they're just going to close down the studio.
Yeah, and they're not, like, everything's canceled from what I can tell.
Yeah, it sounds like they're going to put out another episode of The Walking Dead final season. That's next week.
Yeah, next week. Jesus.
Yeah. And it's crazy.
And that's half the season. You don't even get the full game.
Yeah, like this is The Walking Dead is their biggest franchise, their longest running franchise game, and they're not even going to be able to finish it properly, and that really sucks for all the fans of that game, that series. And like I feel so bad because I wanted to get to the final season eventually because I really enjoyed the first two, and now it's like, well, I don't really have to now, right?
I think that was ultimately their problem, because you played the first two seasons, right?
Yeah.
I
didn't play like the side ones.
I played the first season. I bought the second season, but I played the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people share similar stories of, oh, I loved The Walking Dead, and I really liked The Wolf Among Us, but I didn't really play season 2, and I don't really like Borderlands, and I heard Game of Thrones wasn't good, so I didn't play that. Like, there seems to be so many caveats with their whole release of the last 6 years.
Yeah, because they've been pumping out, a good steady amount of games. I mean, they've been releasing games for, how early were those Sam and Max games? Those were
2006,
8 years ago. You're right.
They didn't take off till 2012 with The Walking Dead.
Yeah, they didn't make a real name for themselves until The Walking Dead. Then people were like, oh shit, like, this is a good game. Like, they were, cashing in on the Walking Dead's peak popularity as a TV show and comic series, so it worked out great for them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, the Wolf Among Us is my favorite game from them, and I enjoyed the Batman game, the first season of the Batman, and I've been meaning to play the second one, but that's the thing, like I just never got to it. And these games, they said, aren't making sales, they aren't making money back from them, so they have to close. And I think it talks about them filing for bankruptcy, just because they have no money. They talked about how the only real games that brought in money was that first Walking Dead and Minecraft story mode, because of just Minecraft, right? It's that IP. It's going to make you money.
That's so weird that they didn't make money on these games. I just don't see how that's possible. You know what I mean?
I agree, because it's like,
why would you keep making them?
Yeah, why would you keep making games if you're not making money on them? And there was a lot that fell to the sidelines that people just either didn't want to play or didn't care about. Borderlands, Game of Thrones, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, which I forgot existed.
Right, exactly. It's just odd, and it's too bad because they had a lot of games planned going forward. Yeah. Not only this final season of Walking Dead, but they had a sequel to Wolf Among Us, which I was really excited for. They were going to make a Stranger Things game.
Yeah, which was just announced like 2 months ago.
Yeah, I think it was
a Comic-Con thing.
Really recent.
I think.
Yeah, that sounds right. So, we all complained about the engine being dated and whatnot, but now, goodbye, Telltale. Thanks for the games.
Yeah, it is sad, and I don't want to make fun of them, but we were complaining about this engine in, like, when the season 2 came out of The Walking Dead. We were complaining about the engine, and that was 2013.
Yeah.
So I think there's definitely somewhat of a level of mismanagement where they kind of just, let's just keep going with the engine. But as the games kept coming out, like, there was always this undercurrent of, yeah, but it's still a Telltale game. It still might crash. It might delete your save. It runs like garbage. It plays good on PC, but on PS3 it chugs. Like, you keep hearing that for years. I'm not gonna play your fucking game. You keep releasing them? No. Do something, like, fix and update your thing. It's not like we gave you 2 days to do it. We gave you 6 years to do it, and you didn't do it.
Yeah.
Like, they could have come out with this last season of The Walking Dead on a new engine and been like, this is it. And be like, holy shit, look at this. Because now we have stuff like Detroit, which does something similar, but on a scale that's massive and super AAA looking. Even something like Until Dawn. There's no comparison to these games. They're old. And you're still releasing them now. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but that's reality.
Yeah, it probably played a part in all of this.
I think it definitely did.
Yeah.
I just can't get over that they didn't make any money on them. Something's weird about that.
Yeah, maybe there's something, I don't know.
There's something really weird about
that. The 300 employees that they hired for all these games.
You don't need 300 people to make. I guess if you're making 4 at a time, I guess you do. That's true. I take that back. And you're making it for 17 platforms. Maybe they're just all spread too thin. I don't know. It's definitely, I'd love to know a lot of the behind the scenes, because I'm sure it's fascinating.
Maybe we'll hear more about that behind the scenes from, like, ex-employees on Twitter or whatever. Maybe that'll start coming out of the woodwork here in a week or so. Yeah, because this is the second studio this week to have a closure. Capcom Vancouver got closed.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I was super bummed out about that.
Yeah, you're a big Dead Rising fan.
I'm a big Dead Rising fan. God, I love those games.
Yeah, like, axed it. Yeah, no, it's too bad. Especially, yes, we're going to miss out on these games, but the bigger picture is these employees that have families and bills and everything that they need to do and pay. Like, I hope they get back on their feet. I hope they find more.
Oh, for sure. And they're talented enough to definitely pick something up.
Yeah. I mean, I was seeing tweets from, like, other studios and companies like, hey, send us your resume. We'll try and find you a job, blah, blah, blah. So that's cool.
Yeah, they're usually pretty good about that. I know with the case for Avalanche. Vancouver. Why am I thinking of Avalanche?
Avalanche Vancouver.
I don't know. My brain is broken.
Yeah.
Dead Rising. They essentially kind of killed off Dead Rising by making 3 an Xbox One launch game exclusive.
Yeah, you can't do that.
And then they made 4, came out in December, only on the Xbox and PC. And then a year later, also in December. Like, it was just weird timings. Those games would have been perfect for summer when nothing's going on.
And on multi-platform.
And multi-platform. Even though the game Dead Rising 4 takes place at Christmas in a fucking mall, it's so good. It's so cool. I love those games, and I knew this was bound to happen. I knew it.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate. It's always unfortunate, but
yeah,
you can kind of see the writing on the wall.
Yeah, you could.
Especially with Telltale, where they were making 17 games, and then it's like, now we're going to make 3.
Yeah, like making 17 games at once and then announcing all these other projects. Like, okay, woo.
And maybe that's what it is like, we're losing money, but we have all these licenses. Let's make 10 games, and if 2 of them succeed super well, it works out. But it just turns out that none of them did. But how, I mean, they have big franchises. Borderlands is huge. Game of Thrones is huge. Minecraft is huge. Walking Dead is huge. Batman is huge. Like, Guardians of the Galaxy is huge. How do you, all of these are huge. Like,
just, I don't know, like the fans of, you know, these, I was going to say point and click, but these, you know, what do you call these, narrative games?
Narrative adventure games, I guess?
Yeah. Like, you have the fans of this and then the fans of these franchises, like, they just weren't overlapping.
I think they also don't show very well. If you're telling me, oh, there's a new Batman game, and I showed you Season 2, and I showed you Arkham Knight, you're going to play Arkham Knight. Yeah,
you're going to want to play the game where you kick bad guys' butts as Batman, fighting and jumping around and punching, not walking around choosing story mode or choosing story options and talking. I mean, it was a little more than that. You had investigations and a little bit of combat, but yeah, you compare the two, you're not going to choose. You're like, oh, I want to be Batman. I don't want to watch Batman.
It's weird. It's sad, though, but we'll see what happens. It's still developing, this whole story.
Yeah, I don't see any more coming out of it. You know, you drop down the 25 studio, you pump out what's left, and then see ya. I don't know.
It doesn't even... What's crazy to me is that they're not even finishing the season.
Sounds like they can't afford it.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
I think... yeah. Wow.
Too bad.
Too bad. So sad. Womp womp. Sucks.
Yeah, it does.
But I told you this. Well, how many years have I said, fix your goddamn engine?
No, we've been saying it for years.
And this is what... I'm blaming the engine. The nail in the coffin. The same nail that's been there the whole time.
Yeah.
The one nail.
One of the nails.
The death nail. Okay.
Stop. Well, okay.
I'll stop now.
No.
What was the next thing we were going to talk about? I don't even remember.
Yeah, no. So the other big news this week was Sony came out and said, hey, we want to get in on this classic business too.
Oh, yeah.
PlayStation Classic.
Boom.
Coming out in December. Right at the beginning of December for the holiday season.
Yeah, it's kind of a little late for Black Friday, but still okay.
But it's still going to sell out. You know it's going to be sold out.
Probably. What were the games they announced that are coming with it? They haven't released all of them.
No, they said there's 20 games, but they only revealed 5 of them. And it comes out in December. So, you know, they must be going to stagger you know, so many games every week or whatever. The 5 they announced: Final Fantasy VII, Jumping Flash, Ridge Racer Type 4, Tekken 3, and the first Wild Arms game in RPG. So 2 RPGs on that list.
Oh, Wild Arms. Yeah, I wanted to play that.
I'm a big fan of Wild Arms too.
I don't think we're going to get 2 Wild Arm games.
No, we're not, but I think 2 is better than 1. Anyway, so yeah, December 3rd, $100. This is $100 for this thing. And it only comes with... No, it comes with 2 controllers.
Yeah, 2 controllers.
Yes.
But none of those games are multiplayer.
Tekken's multiplayer.
Oh, Tekken is, yeah.
Ridge Racer.
Ridge Racer. Okay. I already forgot the
Jumping
list.
Flash. I think that's a platformer, but I think a single player. Yeah, no. Yeah, 2 controllers. No dual shocks on these controllers. This original PlayStation non-dual shock is weird to see.
Yeah, which is weird and also indicative of what we might see on the platform potentially.
Well, I think almost all the games can be played without the dual shock.
I think no, you're right, but do you want to play them?
Yeah, no. If this was the PS1 classic where it was like the smaller white PS1, which is probably about the same size as this, that had the dual shock, but they want to go original.
Bleh.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we only know 5 of the 20 games. My question is, if you could choose 5 games you would like to see, regardless of any license issues or fuck all, like, whatever it may be, what 5 games would you choose? What games would you love to see on this PlayStation Classic?
So, as someone who never owned a PS1 and never cared to own a PS1, my list is garbage. So we'll get through. One is, I think we already have Final Fantasy VII, but I really did like Final Fantasy IX. So I want Final Fantasy IX to be on there. I know you love Final Fantasy IX. You're the one who made me play it.
Best one.
And it's really good. So more people should play that.
I agree.
The other 2 that I have they're shoo-ins, but they still might not happen, which is Symphony of the Night.
Yes.
One of the best games ever made.
Yep.
And I really hope that's on there.
It was almost on my list, so good thing for choosing it.
Okay. And obviously Metal Gear Solid 1.
Yep. That's my number 1 on my list.
Yeah, like that is the pinnacle of PS1 games. When you think of PS1, to me, it's Metal Gear or Symphony of the Night. Like, it's those 2 games.
Yeah. I think PlayStation 1, Metal Gear, Symphony of the Night, Resident Evil.
And Resident Evil, you're right, and Resident Evil.
Yeah.
I forgot about Resident Evil. See? I forget everything I love.
No, yeah, because Resident Evil, you had Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, those are all PS1 games.
Code Veronica? No,
that's
PS2.
That's PS2.
Yeah. Yeah, it's there's so many games.
So that'll fill out the rest of my list. All Resident Evil.
Yeah. Which we might see Resident Evil 1, but I don't think we'll see 2 with remake being just around the corner.
And there's no reason to randomly put 3. But Resident Evil 1 for sure. Like, that's such a big cultural moment. I think you have to have it.
I think you could see that. Or Dino Crisis, that would be
I've never played Dino Crisis. I'd like to.
You would probably like Dino Crisis. Just think like Resident Evil game type with dinosaurs.
Yeah, I'm down.
Man, now I'm thinking of other PS1 games I wish I... All right, but I'll just keep my 5. So my number 1 was Metal Gear Solid.
Solid.
That has to be there. It has to be there.
It has to. Otherwise, this is a failure.
Sure, definitely. I had to choose another RPG, but it's probably one of my favorite RPGs of all time, and it's on originally for Sega Saturn, Lunar Silver Star Story.
Oh, okay.
It is a fantastic RPG, beautiful game, love the story, all of that stuff. And I also like Lunar 2 Eternal Blue, which is on PS1, but I definitely had to go with the first one. It's on Sega Saturn. It first came out for Sega Saturn, which we might see on the Sega Saturn Mega Drive thing that Sega's making.
Blah.
But if not, I would like to see it on here because I played it on the PlayStation. That's where it originated. I even bought the remake for Game Boy Advance. Anyway.
Whoa.
It's a good game.
I've always heard of it.
Yes. Oh, man. Ow. Thanks to the 2 controllers, one of my favorite multiplayer games of all time is Twisted Metal 2.
Oh, yeah.
And that one is beautiful. Your 2 players, split screen, couch versus, is so much fun. The characters are great. It's a good game. I think that deserves to be on there.
And we need more multiplayer games to justify that 2 controller thing.
Yes. And you know what? I'm confident we'll see it.
Okay.
That one we'll see.
What about a Crash Team Racing? Was that PS1 or PS2?
Yeah, no, yeah, CTR, yeah, that was PS1.
Never played it.
Yeah, a lot of people really like it.
I know
never
people
played
love it.
either.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe like if we don't see the first Crash Bandicoot, maybe we'll see that.
Well, I really liked Crash Bandicoot 1. I really did. I'd be surprised if we... Well, maybe we won't see it.
It's just weird because we just had the re-release.
Yeah, but...
Same with Spyro.
Same with Spyro. I'm totally going to buy that, by the way.
Oh, for sure. I love Spyro.
I'm in.
Yeah, easy. So, another one, I have two left. So, Klonoa, Door to Phantomine.
Oh, fuck yeah, Klonoa.
One of my favorite PS1 games of all time. Easy. And I love the graphics. I love the gameplay. I love the little story and the characters. It was so good. I want to go back
Klonoa
and play
for
it now,
Smash.
thinking about it. Oh, fuck. Having Klonoa's ring and like doing all the moves, like, oh my god.
It was on GBA. It can happen.
Oh yeah, there was a GBA version.
I love
you're
that
right.
game.
Yes. So, original Klonoa.
Good choice.
Bring it. Do it. I know. No one's choosing that. I'm choosing that.
I love it. We're not gonna.
know.
It's not gonna happen. But
Shut up. That's too bad. And then I didn't choose Resident Evil, but I did choose the original Silent Hill
oh yeah,
because that was like Resident Evil was not scary for me, but Silent Hill was scary for me as a kid. It like terrified me and made me jump all the time. Very iconic in my life. Probably the game that makes me like throw a controller in jump
fear.
scare moments from games. Yes.
That's a really good choice. The funny thing about that is it's the same with Metal Gear and Symphony of the Night. They're all Konami games,
It's all Konami.
and that's such a big question mark.
It is. But you know, we have Snake and Smash again.
Yeah,
You know, maybe Konami can be a little flexible again.
maybe they're kind of getting their head out of their ass a little bit.
Maybe.
Maybe we can hope. That's real. I can't believe I forgot Resident Evil.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised you did. Yeah,
I'm
we'll see
out
in the
of it.
next couple months what games. If I don't know, $100 seems like a lot to drop, but you know, depending on what the rest of the games are, I'll see. I might do it.
To me, most of these games I can already get on PC, or I have them on PS3 backwards compatible. You know, like
Yeah,
I already have all the ones I'd want to play.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to play through Tekken 3 again.
I don't.
I mean, yeah, I know. I'd rather play the newer Tekkens, not the original. But we'll see. We'll see.
Like, to me, this is gonna have some like 2 or 3 rare JRPGs, and I'll be like, okay, I'll get it for that, because I don't want to hunt down some ROM and do bullshit. I'll just buy this and be able to play it.
Yeah, and I'm you know, with Final Fantasy VII being there, Wild Arms being there, we'll probably see 1 or 2 more. My short
What are
list
some
has
other ones?
Legend of Dragoon.
Yeah,
I wanted to see
people
that.
don't really like that game that much, though, do they?
No, I think people do.
It's iconic.
It's like iconic and like.
It was on all the demo
know.
stations. That's why.
Yeah, it was. I definitely played it first. I mean, there's so many. Legend of Legaia, the fighting RPG.
Oh yeah.
That one was really good. What else did I play? I mean, Valkyrie Story, Alundra, all those, like Grandia, we're getting a remaster already. Grandia. I played so many RPGs on the PS1. Dragon
What was,
Quest VII was on the PS1?
Was there a Dark Cloud, or was that PS2?
That was all PS2.
It was all PS2.
Give me Harvest Moon.
Oh.
What was the PS1? Back to Nature? No. What was the PS1 version called?
I don't
Like,
know.
give me the PS1 Harvest Moon. That would be fantastic.
We could get
It's a really good one.
like Xenogears,
Ooh, Xenogears would be a great choice.
or like a Suikoden.
Suikoden, yeah, Suikoden 2. Suikoden 2 is a really good one.
Yeah, I've always heard people mention that's one I want to play.
Yeah, that would be. I could see that happening easy.
Breath of Fire.
Good. Oh, I do love the Breath of Wilds. I didn't play them on the PS1. I played the remakes for GBA.
Oh, I think I did too, somewhat,
Yeah.
a little bit.
So yeah, Breath of Fire is cool. I like Breath of Fire.
There's a ton of good Japanese games on the PS1.
Yes, the PS1 is like JRPG heaven.
Yeah, is that era, that 1990 to 98 kind of time period.
Oh, I know. There's so many good ones on there. Just give me like a JRPG version of it.
Yeah.
Like fuck all these other games. Just a JRPG PlayStation Classic. Done. Sold.
It's
Don't-
one controller. It doesn't even let you plug in a second one. Like, no.
Good. It'd be so good.
That'd be that'd be cool. I'd be into that, yeah, for sure.
Easy.
Easy sale. $100 is a lot. I mean, that's $20 more than the SNES.
Yeah, the SNES one.
SNES Classic.
It wasn't the NES one cheaper too?
It was 60, but one controller.
Right. Yeah, so they...
I think since I modded mine, I think I could play PS1 games on it.
That sounds right. Yeah. I wonder, I'm sure someone will hack the PlayStation Classic.
Sure.
But I don't think it'll be as flexible in its emulation as
You think?
like the NES one. Well, just because the game sizes are a lot bigger. You look at NES ROMs and Super NES ROMs, they're small. But you look at PlayStation ISOs, and they're big.
Yeah, so I wonder how
discs.
much space that thing has.
If you're having 20 games on there, and you already have Final Fantasy, which is 7 discs, 3 discs. Wild Arms, I believe, is 2. This is...
So you're looking at a couple gigs already.
That's probably why it's $100, because it has a bigger hard drive.
It has to have like a 40 gig hard drive or something in it.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that does. And there's a USB port, I believe, on the back of
For
it.
what?
I don't know.
For all your USB needs.
Yeah, it's like a micro USB, it looks like, next to the HDMI. I'm looking at a picture.
In the distant future, will the classics have classic versions of them? What? Oh, like an NES Classic? And it'll have 5 games, and it'll be even smaller? I hope so. Or it's just...
You play a character buying the PlayStation Classic in the store in 2017, and then going home and playing it.
It's Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
We need to spend just an hour talking about Animal Crossing.
Yeah, we need an Animal Crossing show.
Because I want... Animal Crossing is the same as Monster Hunter, where I wanted to get into Monster Hunter for years, and then I finally was able to they fixed things with Monster Hunter World. But with Animal Crossing, I was into it forever, and they just kind of lost me, and I want that back so bad. God, that was good on the GameCube.
Yes.
Fuck, that game was good.
It was so good. The reason I bought my GameCube.
Animal Crossing is so good, it'll get me to use the Switch in handheld mode. It will 100%.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And I want the online...
That's a beautiful game for Switch.
God. I might want that game more than Smash, to be honest with you.
The chicken characters will. Crossing the railroad.
No, aren't the chickens bad at crossing the street? They get hit by cars and stuff?
No, those are the squirrels.
Squirrels don't get hit by cars.
Oh.
They're impervious to motor vehicles.
Right. They like to play chicken with you.
Yeah, there's not a lot of squirrels in Arizona.
It's because they all die from the heat.
It might be true.
You see them falling out of trees, like, oh, it must be hot outside.
It's so hot. There's plunk, dead on the ground.
Like we have to use our wiper blades and
get the squirrel out of here.
Oh no!
Not another dead squirrel.
It's that season again.
This happens so frequently. God, it's so stupid. Okay, should we talk about the Spider-Man?
Spider-Man. Was that a thing? Did that happen?
Yes. So
okay.
you beat it, right?
Yep, I beat it last night.
Okay.
I finally got through this story and not distracted by all the side quests and
What's your percentage?
because it's like 80.
Okay.
So, no, yeah, like I knew after you beat the story that you could have in the open world to just dick around, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm just going to plow through the story so that I can do all the side stuff. And then I look at all the side stuff I still need to do through the map and the trophies, and I'm like,
There's still a lot.
there is a lot. There's a lot more than I thought.
Like,
And I was trying to do like a lot of them on the side.
Yeah, me
And
too.
even though, yeah, even on the side and finishing the game, I was like, fuck, like there was so much more.
My completion thing said 90%, and I'm looking at the map like that don't look like 90%.
All these little things must be
A fraction.
5%.
Yeah, there's so many random crimes left to stop.
So many bases, so many of the challenges, the pigeons, and
The fucking challenges, God, I hate them.
oh yeah, they are a bitch.
I'm gonna have to grind some of them to buy all the suits. I realized.
Yes, you gotta get those challenge tokens.
Fucking fuck.
But it's nice if you get like the highest score, you'll get like 6 tokens in one go.
Oh, really? I thought it was like 3.
No, it says 3, and I got like a spectacular, whatever the highest is. I got the trophy, and then it said I got 6 of them.
Or you know what? Maybe it is. It's
Mm.
3 for completing it, and then like 3 for the max level or something.
Maybe because I got 6, and I was like, oh yeah, let's go buy some suits and upgrades.
That sounds good. Yeah, I definitely need to do
Yeah.
that then.
But sometimes it's really hard to do that, to even get past the base challenge score.
Some of those are tough.
They are.
Like way harder than the rest of the game.
Where you have to like swing through the blue spheres, and like
Yeah.
you miss one, and like it's all fucked up. Like
Those
you
are
miss one,
hard.
you got to restart. That's like Superman 64 level. Like, oh, you missed the fucking ring, it's over.
I wish those were fun.
Yeah, they're not.
I wish. Oh, I so wish those were fun. So I really do like this game, and I feel like I liked it more the further I got into the story,
Oh yeah,
and
easy.
especially towards like the last third.
Yeah,
But
the last act is awesome.
they did themselves such a disservice by not having that be a surprise. I'm gonna put the spoilers thing up. Hold on.
Yeah, it's spoiler
So,
time, my
by,
friend. Spoiler man, spoiler.
Spoiler man, he does what spoilers can. Makes cars make noise. Them showing that prison break at E3, something that literally happens the last 25% of the game, that should have been a surprise. How amazing would that surprise have been?
It would have been huge.
It-
It would have been so cool.
It would have blown my mind because I would have been, oh, they keep mentioning Rhino and like Scorpion. They keep mentioning these guys, but maybe I'll see them, maybe I won't. Oh, it's all of them, and they're breaking like this is. Like, why did they show it? I can't. It's so weird that they chose that to be. Sorry, they chose that to be what they're gonna show when it's like they just showed all their cards. Like, is The Last of Us 2 is that the end of the game? Like, what the fuck are you guys doing over there?
Yeah, I don't know. I agree. I think that they should have saved that bit just for the reveal in the game. We knew who that character was because at the end of the E3 demo, you see a character coming up from the side, and we all knew that was Doc Ock.
Yeah.
We just knew because of all the other characters. You could have easily have done another scene with Mr. Negative or something, you know.
Yeah, because they showed the
Why'd you have to
one.
do such this big set piece. I understand you wanted to pull more people in with these iconic characters, but I think the game was already sold on everyone.
Yeah,
at
you
that
didn't need to
point.
do that. That was that was the big set piece moment of the game.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was fun. It was insane.
It was so well done, and even like what happens afterwards, where you're hunting him down throughout the city. That was the best
Those were
part of
fun
the game.
Fights. Yes.
Yes, and the fights with them were really well done.
They were great, and it was fun fighting like both of them at the same time, and you're trying to balance them, and sometimes it got annoying. And I liked that challenge. I liked that added difficulty.
Yeah, it was cool, and it kind of addressed. You don't see a lot of games where you fight two bosses at once. It's not a common thing.
Mm-mm.
And it's not a common thing for villains to team up either, for some reason.
So, yeah.
It's
But,
just.
yeah, we see that.
I wish I hadn't have seen it. And you know what? When at E3 I wasn't really watching. Like I watched most of the Spider-Man thing, but I was trying not to pay attention. And God, they could have shown anything else. Like literally any other scene. They should have shown the mayor getting blown up. Or whatever, City Hall.
Right.
They could have shown that.
Something like that.
Like, God, because that people would have been raving about, like, wait till you get to the end of Spider-Man. Oh my God, like this, I didn't expect this at all. I wouldn't have expected that at all. And people were talking.
The final act is so huge.
Yeah.
And if that leads it.
People were talking about that after E3, like, oh, that must be how the game opens.
Yeah, I thought it was like midpoint.
Yeah, because obviously, they're going to be running around in the world, and maybe Scorpion has a district, and you got to break it down. Like that makes a whole lot of sense. But
oh yeah,
God, what a missed opportunity!
Missed opportunity, huge missed opportunity.
That's a big blunder.
I think another thing I was thinking about today as I was recalling my completion of it last night, the Mr. Negative fight before Doc Ock is a better fight than Doc Ock.
Oh really? I liked all the boss fights, honestly, but
yeah,
I liked the Doc Ock fight. It's a little simple.
It is, and I just think the Mr. Negative one is better in terms of creativity. You know, when he releases this huge Oni demon, like that was really cool, and like fighting through that, and that final kick you do to his face, that whole sequence was really cool. I loved it.
Oh, they did such a great job of like kind of freeze framing almost on these comic book panel type of.
Yeah. So cool. And so I was just like, yes, it feels so good. I thought I was going to fight Silver Sable at some point too, but she's like, oh, no, see ya.
She's like barely in the game.
I know, but
she's in the game so that they could have a military presence.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
Fuck those jetpack Sable fighters.
Yeah, that always seems to happen in a game like this where there's just a bunch of garbage everywhere.
Yeah.
And yeah, and you get to the end and there's jetpack guys and helicopters and
yeah, shit's flying in every direction.
Yeah, like I'm deploying 30 different gadgets at all times, so like I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, that was one of the things I liked about this game was the combat and making you push into being more creative with the combat, because if you just sat there dodging and punching, you're probably going to get your ass kicked. You need to use gadgets. You need to keep them up in the air, keep these enemies up in the air, and figure out how to fight them effectively. And I really like that.
Yeah, it's constantly in the air. Like it's really, and something you have to learn to like, I need to kick this guy and then swing and then grab the next guy, and like, you need to be on the move constantly.
Yeah, you can't sit still. Yes, you can dodge, but you'll still get fucked.
Yeah, I really liked one of the skills I got later in the game, where if you dodge, like perfect dodge, you can insta kill an enemy with a gun.
Yes,
that's like the best one.
It was beautiful. It's easy. Yeah.
Yeah, get rid of these stupid idiots.
But I agree with the story. As the game went on, it got better and better, deeper and more powerful. And we're talking about spoilers, like the whole Aunt May scene at the end.
Oh yeah,
that was heavy and unexpected. I didn't think they would have the balls to do that.
No,
I was like, oh shit! Like, is she gonna? Oh my god, she did.
Yeah.
And oof.
Yeah, and I liked what they did with Miles and MJ, with their own little missions and stuff.
Yeah, sometimes I didn't like those missions.
I grew to like them more and more because I do like stealth, and I figured out how to just kind of dick around in their shitty stealth system.
Well, I figured out that you can almost like rush through those stealth stuff, like.
Oh yeah, you can like run.
Yeah, you could just like, I'm done.
I'm like, oh, let me just kind of distract this guy.
Yeah, it's like I was like 1 foot behind you and you didn't see me.
But there was stuff, yeah, right. There was stuff like when you're hiding from Rhino. I thought that was really cool.
That was a cool sequence.
I really enjoyed that, and like the final MJ one was the best one, where you were
Right,
able
the one
to
with the
stun
guards.
guys and stuff.
Yeah.
That was like I want that to be a bigger focus if they're gonna give me powers and give me things to do and not just hide behind a box.
Right. Yeah. It slowly builds up that you have
Or you know what they could have shown at E3 would have been where you're playing as MJ and you're at Grand Central Station and you're telling Spider-Man to pick guys off. That was so cool.
That was a really cool sequence. I really like that. Watching Spider-Man not being played by you. That was really cool.
I should have shown that scene. That would have been totally fine to show.
Yeah, show that scene and then moving into the scene where you're fighting as Spider-Man, showing off more stuff.
Exactly.
Like that would have been
E3
a great section.
Ended it. That would have been perfect. Because then no one would have expected it. No one would have expected Sinister Six.
Yeah.
Idiots.
Yeah, then we got 2 post-credit scenes. Like a mid-credit scenes and a post like everyone scene.
Yeah. I was hoping
the first one was expected. The second one was unexpected.
Which was the second one?
Where Norman sees his son in the...
Oh, right. So is that the symbiote?
It looks like it, because you see it go...
Because it's like green. It's like, oh, it's going to be the Green Goblin. And I'm like, wait, no, that's not.
Yeah, and so it's like... So there's all this speculation, this is its own universe. This isn't 100% lore, but they're tweaking the story. They're trying something different, and I think they can make it work, especially if Harry Osborn is going to be the new Venom. I don't know. Or maybe maybe it'll be Toxin or something. I don't know.
I don't know enough, but that sounds awesome. I love how now there's 2 Spider-Men. That's super cool.
Yeah, you'll see the sequel and you'll swap between Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and it'll be really cool to see.
Spider-Man and Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think it's just called Spider-Man or Miles Morales. But he has a cool suit. Miles Morales has a cool suit. He has cool powers. I liked his character arc through the story in the game and his progression, and I would love to see more of him.
Yeah, I'm looking up the Spider-Man statue. I just remembered.
Oh, yeah.
So apparently it was just Spider-Man standing on top of the villains. Like dead or something.
Oh.
But I can't find a good image. Oh, this eBay listing might be it.
Yeah. But as a whole, Spider-Man, I thought Spider-Man was good. I don't think it was amazing. There was a lot of issues. Kind of the same thing you were talking about with Shadow of the Rise.
Shadow of the Rise of the Tomb Raider.
I always add Rise to the fucking full title, and I hate it. And I don't know why I do that, but I do. Shadow of the Rise of the Tomb Raider. And
it's just as good a title as the one they picked, so.
Sure. Where like I was swinging around trying to, I forgot what I was chasing. Something, and it was like Spider-Man was like bouncing off the walls and like sticking to the ceiling. And I couldn't get away, and it was getting really frustrating.
Yeah.
It's like little things like that throughout the game. It's kind of the repetition of the side quests and the gang wars and things like that. Like it was fun, and it got old real quick, but it had a really good story. I enjoyed the music when like the epic music would start when you're swinging, and it would like stop when you're not swinging and stuff like that, and that kind of dynamic music was really great to experience. And when the game told me, okay, you have 1,300 meters, 3,000 meters to go to the other side, I was like, fine, I don't care. I love swinging.
Right,
this
yeah.
Isn't like Red Dead, where I'm on a fucking horse. I'm like, fuck, I have to go across the goddamn map. No, this was fun. This was great. The combat was good. Story got better as it went. But, I don't even know if it's probably number 5 in my the top 5 of the year right now.
Yeah. It's going to be tough.
And I guarantee you it's probably going to fall off by the end of the year. Personally.
I don't even think it's in my top 5.
Yeah.
It's a really good game, and I really like it, but I've had many better experiences. Even just on PlayStation, I feel like there's 2 games better already. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, easy. Yeah, my top 2 are God of War and Detroit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Spider-Man.
It's good. It's definitely
final
worth
thoughts?
playing.
Oh yeah, if you have a PS4, if you're buying a PS4 for this game, heck yeah.
Oh yeah, and definitely I would say almost just rush through the story.
Sure. It's a beautiful game too. Some of those cutscenes, like you would switch different suits, as Del Fox spoiled for me. You would switch different suits, and I was like, oh, these look good. But then you're in these cutscenes with the suits, and there's extra detail you would never notice unless you're in that cutscene. I was like, holy cow! I didn't know this hexacomb pattern was on this suit of armor that Spider-Man's wearing. I was like, holy cow. So it was really cool to see little details like that. And some of the facial animations worked really well, and sometimes they didn't. It's kind of hit and miss. But there was a lot of, like the whole final sequence with May, I could really feel the characters.
Yeah, that was really good.
Same with Doc Ock. He had really good.
I thought he was really the best character to me. As far as like acting or whatever.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure.
This is, if you look at the footage right now, this is me trying to get a backpack, and I'm trying to go down a thing, and I couldn't figure. I was like swinging all over the place. That is one of the big problems with the game, where you just can't seem to like do something pinpoint. Like fine tune where you're going exactly.
Yeah. It's kind of too broad, too.
It's made to move quickly, and as soon as you're not moving quickly, it breaks down.
Yeah. Like some of those challenges where I'm trying to get to these bomb laptops, and it's like, oh, I need to stop. You have to be really close to activate the L1, R1 controls, and it's like you're flying past it. You have to like jump and press X, and you're like, you're like, oh no.
Yeah. It's something.
Yeah.
Well,
but, you know, they came out and said how much copies and money this made already, and it's insane.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy.
It's not too surprising, but it is.
We expected it, but it's cool to see. It
is cool to see. Cooler if that statue was cooler, though.
Yeah, now I need to look it up for myself.
Look it up. It's not bad, but I feel like it's just like a bunch of garbage on the floor with Spider-Man standing on top of it.
What? How much did it cost? How much did that collector's edition cost?
I have no idea. Oh. Probably like $120 or something.
Yeah, that sounds right. I have to go to eBay, I think.
Well, obviously eBay is not a good.
Well, I don't know. I couldn't find the uncensored picture.
Uncensored picture? What is Spider-Man doing?
What am I looking at?
Spider-Man, no.
Oh, I see it now. It's just all parts of the Sinister Six.
Yeah. If that was your spoiler...
See, that's not a spoiler because of the E3 demo.
Yeah, you shouldn't have shown that.
Yeah.
I wish I hadn't seen it. There's no universe in which I wouldn't have watched that E3 press conference, but...
Yeah.
I would have liked it more if I just turned it off at that part.
Yep, me too.
That sucks.
Yeah. You know, this is why I started going blackout mode for games and movies, because too much is getting spoiled. Things I want to see, I don't want to see. Devil May Cry right now is my blackout mode.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to see any more. I've seen enough, and I'm already sold.
It's weird. I understand you want to you want to impress people to show off the game, to make them buy it or pre-order it or whatever. But man, at least in the case of this game, there were so many better choices.
But
it is one of those games, though.
They wanted that big spectacle. They wanted that big thing for their.
I don't think they needed
especially
it.
For, yeah. Well, I mean, this past E3 for PlayStation was different, very different than their usual conference, and so, you know, they needed that big set piece. They had the big Last of Us. They had the big Spider-Man.
The big old Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
good game. Play it.
It's really good. I'm glad to be done. I'll come back to it when like the DLC comes out, and
yeah, that's That's my because I have so many other games. I want to get to Dragon Quest 11 really bad.
Oh yeah.
So that's next on my radar.
I'm gonna get that weird game you
The
mentioned
Rise of
before we
the
started
Dragon.
talking, that Crossblade or whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah, Crosscode.
That looks good. That's good shit.
Shuku shit.
Some good shit going on.
Wrap it up.
All right, that's the show. Merry Christmas every, not Christmas, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, twitch.tv/thegamefanatics. We're here talking Spiderman. Maybe if there's no news, we'll do the Animal Crossing.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Animal Crossing for the next 6 hours.
Oh yeah, I'm down. I could
God.
talk Animal Crossing forever.
They could re-release the GameCube one with online support, and I'd buy.
Yep.
Wouldn't even question it.
Nope.
Good God. Idiots.
I love those games.
I'm half tempted to play New Leaf.
I mean, yeah, why not? You
I
have your
don't know.
3DS still.
I'd have to use my 3DS. I don't.
I got it for free.
Oh, with your 3DS?
Yeah, well, it didn't come with a 3DS. It was like a year or so ago, like a year and a half ago.
You stole it from a kid?
No, it was a download.
Like, no.
I would, but I didn't.
I did not do this.
I can't remember. They gave out like a free game. Like you could choose a game from the list. I can't remember why.
Oh, like
But,
the
like, nothing
gold
else
status
appeared.
or whatever?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. And so I was like, oh, I'm just going to choose Animal Crossing because I love
Good
Animal
choice.
Crossing. Because I had already bought it and I sold it because I wasn't playing it. And I was like, well, I'll just buy it and have it on the 3DS. And
That's a good call. That was one of the few games I bought digitally on the 3DS because I
Yeah.
just wanted it there.
yes, that's a good one to have. I'll probably buy Animal Crossing Switch digitally just to have it on the console instead of swapping it out because I know it's always going to be a game I could just jump into.
Yeah, same. I'll like pre-order that as soon as it's on the thing to pre-order. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get this shit
Yeah.
happening, Nintendo. All right, that's it. Animal Crossing. Merry
Oh,
Christmas.
we were still on the show? Fuck.
It's over now.
Okay. Thought it was over.